National Fire Radio.
Stop beating up your expensive sunglasses on or off the job. Frontline Optics is a sunglasses brand based out of San Diego, designed for first responders. If you're like me, you're constantly breaking and scratching your expensive designer sunglasses at work. Frontline Optics offers a no-questions-asked replacement program to cover your lost or damaged sunglasses. When the time comes to get yours replaced, all you need to do is cover a $12 service fee, and they'll ship a brand new pair to your door. No questions asked. Additionally, a portion of all sales is donated to the First Responders Children's Foundation. Frontline shades are polarized, and they offer free shipping and returns, so you can try them out risk-free. Check them out at frontlineoptics.com or on Instagram at frontlineoptics. While you're there, use discount code THESIZEUP for 15% off. That's code THESIZEUP, one word, for 15% off. Frontline Optics, sunglasses designed with the front line in mind.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Pip from the Size Up by National Fire Radio, still out here at FDIC Indy, and we keep saying this. When you're out here at FDIC Indy, there's so many people, you never know who you're going to meet, and I happened to meet Trish like yesterday or the day before that, and we've just been talking, and we figured jump on and talk a little bit about what you got going on out here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. So my name is Trish Benary. I am with Fire Shows West. We are a conference and trade show that we put on in Reno, Nevada, so we're West Coast.
So Reno, Nevada, we're going to say you're going to claim West Coast for sure?
I'm going to claim, Fire Shows West, right?
Okay, I got you.
I mean, we cater to most of the 10 Western states. Anyone in the country, anyone in the world is welcome to come, but we are trying to be kind of the hub of the West Coast.
Gotcha. That's a win right there for training, right? Because so you're going to have hot classes out there?
We are. So we are actually in the process of expanding. Right now we're introducing, I think, maybe 3 to 4 hot classes this year.
Maybe.
Next year is continuous growth. We're actually going to do a whole day of off-site hot classes plus on-site. So, if you stick with us this year, next year's going to be better, next year's going to be bigger, and I need the input, right? I want to bring what you guys need. I myself am not in the fire service, but I've been so graciously adopted into the family.
and honestly, we talk about that. We talk about family, we talk about brotherhood, right? Mm-hmm. And talking to Trish and a lot of the folks that she's been walking around talking to, and she's been asking the questions, like, what is it we want at your conference? Because that's really what you're looking for, right?
Absolutely. And it's nice coming in with a blind eye, right? Because I can ask you guys, and you're willing to be honest with me because I have no one to report to. So if you guys have any ideas what you want to see in the West Coast, different types of training, I'm all yours.
Awesome. What about the trade show floor? What are you looking for that?
So for the trade show floor, we've had a lot of people stuck with us through the years. What I really want to find is firefighter-owned businesses.
Okay.
We really want to support those that are in the brotherhood, really deep in the brotherhood, not necessarily saying that the corporate world is bad or anything like that, but this is what we're all about, right?
Yeah.
It's the heart and soul of our passion. So if we can exemplify that on the trade show floor, more people selling. If we can support you, 100%.
Don't you love that? And that firefighter-owned business thing, we're here on Firefighter Row with all firefighter-owned businesses, and it's such a big part of our lives. And what I talk about on the Size Up is what you do when you're off the job. Mm-hmm. And that's what a lot of these folks do. Whether they're doing leather, they're doing T-shirts, they're doing safety equipment, they're out there teaching, all kinds of different things, maybe even running conferences, because I know you have some good firefighters that are helping you do this too, right?
Yes. So my first year taking over was last year, and in that 1 year, I've made so many good connections and so many local businesses. I've actually invited, Chris from Leatherheads is going to be on the board this year, hopefully.
Awesome. Hopefully. Yeah. I know him. I'll put in a word. Don't worry.
Yeah. So, getting that input from firsthand, people that are in the fire service, also running their own business. This is their life. It's important to us, and we want to hear directly from them. Also, if you see this and you are a firefighter-owned business and you want to come to Reno, please just reach out to me personally because I will make sure that we work out a deal for you guys to support you as well.
It's just even cooler, right?
That's
like the best part of the brotherhood is when someone's like, listen, reach out to me and I will take care of you, right?
That's right.
That's it. And she's literally just saying that. So where can they find you guys at?
So it is fireshowswest.com. All of my information is on there. If you need my email, it's just trish@fireshowswest.com, but fireshowswest.com.
How about social media?
Social media, Fire Shows West.
It's all Fire Shows West, so it's super easy. We did not plan that. Awesome, guys. Thanks for tuning in again, and we'll catch you soon.
Thanks.
Thank you. What's happening, everybody? It's Pip from the Size Up here live at FDIC with
Rob, Frontline Mindset.
We normally never do things like this, so if you would please forgive us, this is only the second time we've done this, right, Rob?
Yeah. Last year was the inauguration. It was very, very well done.
That's amazingly well done.
We're missing speakers this year, so we cannot heckle people out loud in the hallway.
This is true. They just look at us as we're talking here into nothing.
I mean,
right?
yeah. And in fairness, that's we're a safer bet for the morning for the morning show. So.
And it is still the morning, sort of. So we're a little later than we wanted to. But so we're at FDIC 2024, Indianapolis, Indiana, in the Indiana Convention Center. We have a booth with a lot of our friends here, as National Fire Radio, I should say, on what they call Firefighters Row.
Yes.
So I guess we should maybe start. First, we start about, for the folks that are listening or watching or whatever happens with this, what is FDIC, Rob? Let's go there.
Well, I actually didn't realize what it was either. It was the Fire Department Instructors Conference.
What's your 30 seconds promotion? I might want to advertise.
For right now, what do you want to advertise?
Down the road.
Down the road? So go ahead, Rob.
Yep.
I'm on it.
All right, so Pip's taking something really quickly here with the gentleman, but Fire Department Instructors Conference, Indianapolis, this is the big show. This is where everybody comes in and they, like you see every manufacturer, every top-of-the-line instructor is here. It is fantastic, and it is a good time. So, yeah, like Firefighter Row, a bunch of firefighter-owned businesses, they are set up here, and you know they're selling their wares, which is awesome, and it's just a good time. So yeah, Pip has left me to try to do business, which is hilarious. But anyway, things that we're excited about. We have a couple upcoming events with National Fire Radio with Rev Group and a couple others. So we're gonna cut Seb.
Robert, $1,000 a day?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's, the whole issue with FDIC, right? It's cost prohibitive. I mean, people struggle to afford their way here, whether it's for training or it's for, training or the day. I mean, even the exposition, you got to pay to get in the doors.
Yeah.
And then for the vendors here, it's cost prohibitive. It's very hard for a small business to be a part here. A big part of their budget has to go to the planning that goes in FDIC, and that's the one thing. And so, I hope they do a better job at supporting local businesses. I hope they do a better job at supporting firefighter-owned businesses. It's important, but $1,000 a day for the internet at the convention center is outrageous.
Yeah, yeah. And it's in today's day and age, we need connectivity. Like, that's how everybody's communicating. So almost like they're going back to pen and paper.
You're like an old man right now talking like that.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that's how we all communicate today. We use the internet. Yeah, I mean, well, listen. So our platform, thankfully, we record locally and then it gets uploaded as we record. So we don't have the best internet, we can still do what we do, and it still works out really well. So, bro, we gotta I
went and got a water bottle from Notorious before. That's the one thing. People are paying for this, and then they can't even use their software to check customers out. So that small business is struggling here because they've paid all the money, and then they come here and pay for the internet so they can do business, and it's just not working.
Something to be said for that.
Yeah.
Something to be said for that, And I think, when we lose track of what the mission is, and I think when we don't take care of one another. I mean, I know it's a business, and I know that it's important, but I don't know, man. The real story behind the scenes, it's difficult for a small business to be operating here, for sure.
Yeah.
So, all right, I got to go take care of some stuff. Pip's going to jump in with you.
Yes.
And, you can if you want. That mic's not on. Bring that mic up, number 3. Number 3, just bring it up.
Oh, there we go. Now we're on number 3, right?
There it is. So, now I feel like a ventriloquist act, for Christ's sake. I'm sitting on my fucking lap here.
Don't put your hand.
Yeah, don't put your hand
Keep your
on his
hands on the
backside.
table, buddy.
We were just talking about how cost prohibitive FDIC is.
It is unbelievably cost prohibitive, and thankful to our friends that are out here to help us get here and do these kind of things. I think when you have firefighter-owned businesses and smaller businesses that all band together and work together to help each other out here. I even know our neighbor next door, one of the other folks in Firefighter Row, drove his stuff out here from where they are.
Yeah.
Because that alone, just getting your stuff here if you're a small business, is hard.
Well, what I think's really interesting, right, is like all the businesses. Yeah, we'll get a chair, bro. Here, you
Slide
got
over.
one right
slide
behind
over,
you,
Rob.
You're not going anywhere.
Slide over. You
Move
just
your
on the
knee.
camera.
That's your knee.
I think what's super interesting though is that the brothers take care of each other. The institution does not, and that's the interesting conversation. It's like they're doing a fundraiser here for an organization. They're doing a happy hour here. I'll be there in like 2 minutes. I'll be there. Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
I got water here, Seb. We got bottled water. Okay, take a walk.
Take a walk, Seb.
So can you get some pictures, because we have nothing online yet. I've done nothing. We're an online organization,
It's so,
and we have nothing there.
I think it's something that we talk about too. At least I know I talk about on the show with a lot of small business owners, and what people do off the job is, look, what you see on social media is fun, and this is something we really like doing. What you didn't see was we've been in this little booth now for the past, 3 days technically, but there's been, just to get this running today, 2.5 hours of work just to get us to be able to talk to each other. And there's so much that all these folks are putting into this in their off time that it's unreal.
Yeah.
And you don't really see that all the time.
Yeah.
And I think I just want to keep highlighting that while I'm here. I feel it's a labor of love.
Yeah.
Well, it is. I mean, listen, it's a business for us too. We're here. We have opportunities. We're working with Rev Group this year. We're going to be doing live broadcasting from their booth and working with them Thursday and Friday. And then, we're working with some other manufacturers too. You're doing some work with MSA, and so on. So there's a lot of good opportunities and potential here for sure. It's making your own though. I mean, you gotta push ahead and make this happen.
Yeah.
Love it.
What's up, everybody? It's Pip from the Size Up by National Fire Radio back here at FDIC 2024 with my good friend David Hesselmeyer. How are you, sir?
Hey, brother. It's good to see you as always.
Great to see you, man. He is dressed so stellar right now. It's unreal. I'm wearing a Wu-Tang Clan shirt and my shop shirt, and this man has a suit on. It's lovely.
Don't get used to this. This works out for a while, and then it's like, okay, I got to get back to me.
You gotta put your sandals on, your flip-flops, your shorts, and your Carolina T-shirt that I see you in all the time, right?
That's it. I mean, I was sitting there yesterday flying in, and like legitimately, everybody's like, "Aren't you cold?" And I'm like, "No, this is the outfit.
This is me.
The shorts and everything."
This is me right here. So a little tip for the folks who've never been out to FDIC: when you see a person walking in a suit around here, they are generally instructing. They're one of the instructors here, and you're instructing this afternoon. Which class are you teaching today?
I'm teaching grant writing for emergency services,
Which is such an important thing because, grants are what they've really kept my fire department rolling. We've received a SAFER grant. For the folks that listen to me, the SAFER grant allows for more staffing in the fire service. We were able to hire 10 firefighters about 12 years ago to bring our staffing level up. That grant was the impetus for now, in the past 3 years, we've hired 30 more firefighters.
That's awesome.
We're at the highest level staffing we've ever been, but it was that grant.
Absolutely.
And can you talk a little bit about that grant writing process? Because it is not easy. It's not just like, this is my fire department name, this is what I want.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, and there's one thing I want to say before we mention the process that I think is very important is, the SAFER grant, the AFG grant, on the federal level, those grants are generally authorized for about 5 years.
Okay.
So one of the things I want to encourage all firefighters and firefighter families and friends of the industry is keep an eye on those kind of things, because, when it starts getting that time, Congress has to go, well, do we increase the money?
Yeah.
Do we decrease the money? And so you can work with different organizations, like the National Volunteer Firefighter Council and stuff, to help them just kind of get that word out, say, hey, we are here, we need this money. So
and it's something
really
else
important.
too. Your vote matters,
Right,
Like
right.
when people are like, "Oh, I'm not voting," it doesn't matter, but it really does, because you want these folks. If you're in the emergency services, you want to be voting for these folks that are going to help support these types of programs.
Absolutely, because every dollar counts, right?
Yeah, that's it.
So, but the process is so important. It's one of the things that I talk about in my class, that you can't just sit there and just throw something together.
No.
Like when we sit there in the station, we've had a chance to to hang out at your firehouse
Yeah,
and stuff
you are
like
correct.
that.
Your daughter and you stopped by one day.
Yeah, and stuff. And your trucks and everything, your engines and trucks, they're not just kind of put there and you just kind of piecemeal it together. The tones go off and you just like, well, just throw some stuff on and we'll figure this
We're
out.
going.
You know, and so grant writing's the same way. It's like it's got to be a process. It's got to be bringing people from your department in together. That somebody may be good at writing, somebody may be good at
and you need
editing.
That. You need that. You really do.
And I'll give it a little bit away. For anybody who
secrets,
a little secret. When I teach my grant writing for emergency services class, like I am today, I'll sit there and there's legitimately one word that's misspelled on my presentation, and we come back to the idea of spelling as a common mistake, and I wait to see how many people, and I literally tell them, I'm like, you are my editor. You're the one that I want to see editing my stuff because you paid attention to the details and stuff. So I think one is getting together. It's not just a one-person thing. It needs to be people
total group
different,
project. Yep.
Yes, sir. And then putting the time into it and researching the process, finding out what they want in their proposal, what kind of information, and then just putting effort into it. That's the thing is that I see is one of the largest mistakes when I'm working with people is they just want to throw it together. And, you're asking them to give you money. You got
a lot of money.
So you got to put your due diligence, and you don't have to be a poor fire department to get money. No. One of the examples I use is how many times have you seen FDIC get approved for AFG grants?
Yep.
Granted, they're the largest fire department, but they're always, and so it's not about that. It's about they put time and effort and things into it.
Recently I've been part of a grant writing. We just wrote in for AFG for a new rescue. Mm-hmm. And we also, at the same time, we are doing all the work that David's talking about. We were approved by our city council to buy a new ladder truck. So we got approved to spend a very large amount of money on a ladder truck that our city's able to buy. And we are now going to ask the federal government for money to help us buy a rescue truck. But the thing is because we're buying that ladder truck for a very large amount of money, we cannot buy this rescue truck right now. But we need this rescue truck. Right. So we have to make that as a compelling part of our story, is what I've learned from you and some other folks, to explain, listen, our city is more than willing to help the fire department. They're more than willing to spend money on us, but it's not an endless amount of money.
Exactly, and you hit it on the nail on the head so well. It's about that justification. Yep. Why do we have it? I always say in my class, say it with statistics. How much do you need this? Our numbers are increasing here. Our times are down there. Just whatever you can, and show that. With like a rescue unit, being able to show, what kind of equipment that you have.
The multifunctionality of a walk-in rescue to be a command post, a rehabilitation unit, a unit if you have people displaced from a fire and the weather is bad, we can put them in the back of there until something else gets there. So man, we took some of your advice. We had a good committee. We put in a lot of work.
Absolutely.
And what I will say on the back end of this grant writing thing too is it was not sexy. It was not fun. There were no accolades for this. There's no trophy. There's no anything. It's just hard work and communication, right?
Absolutely. And one of the things that I also am a big believer on is, I would say, based on our talks and this, y'all succeeded in that grant no matter whether you get it or not. Because there's millions of people wanting money.
Yep.
There's not millions of dollars to go around all the time. And so what we can only control is, did we do a good job putting the effort into it? Doing all that work.
Dude, you just transitioned into the size up, right? Into what you do off the job matters. Right? Because that's it. We may not get that grant. We may not get a new rescue truck. But we succeeded in what we did together as a team.
Absolutely. And that's so much of a success. I hear so many people, well, we didn't get it. Well, you know what? I've been doing grants for probably 25, 26 years. I still get turned down today. It still happens.
What? You don't get every grant you write? Oh, my God. Lies.
I try, but, there's so many factors on it. And that's why, years ago, probably about 10 years ago, I transitioned to that mindset is I succeeded when my team, whatever team it was for whatever department, we were working with, when we could sit there and say, you know what, we were diligent, we worked hard, we put everything in, we followed directions, we did everything like we should have, then we won. There was no question about it, because even if you get turned down, you gain so many, like I said, so many things out of it, and then it also leads you to maybe that wasn't exactly right, and hopefully we've learned from it. If we did make a mistake, we can learn from it, but then that sets us up for how do we do it better next time, just like we do in the fire service. If we sit there and screw up, I had a situation the other day that I was in command of, and I did a little small something wrong, and a hazmat thing, nothing that caused any problems or anything, but it took about 90 seconds for my training to kick in to go like, okay, hold on a second, we need to take about 5 steps back from where we were at and everything, and and luckily we've done the training, so that was the stuff we done good up till then,
You're
and
there.
then, and that kicked in, but it was also the thing to say, you know what, okay, I can do better next time. I can sit there and try to get that training to kick in instead of 90 seconds into it, 20 seconds into it, and stuff like that. And so
it's you're like speaking my language, because even with the rescue grant, as we're coming up with these things together, and then we're sharing them with other people in the department, and they're like, I never thought where we could, if it was raining out and we had people that just came out of a house on fire, where do we put them while they're, now we just throw up in the cab of the engine, but if we had this rescue truck, we could do that type thing. I 20 years, never thought about what we were going to do with those people. Just figured, whatever, it's going to happen, right?
And then again, it goes back kind of full circle as we're always talking about, because then those people are also the ones that, going back to the voting thing, they're going to be voting for the people. And, if you got, that politician that's like, I'm big on the fire service and I want to support the fire service, and then they realize, you know what, they did that little extra. They could have left me out in the rain that night, but no, when I was having the worst day of my life, I was taken care of. And so guess what? Then it helped.
You're in.
And that's exactly, to be honest with you,
I love it. I love the excitement in your face when we're talking. I mean, I'm excited too. I'm always excited when I'm hosting a podcast, but watching you talk about grants, and now I'm like, I'm getting excited about grants. Get me all amped up. It's the way we work. It's our brain.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, and that's exactly what sat there and happened with this hazmat incident. We took care of the whole situation was at a person's house, and we did more than what we were kind of asked to do, and stuff like that. And the last thing they said before that is, it's like, well, you know what? It's like, I have a lot of friends that are politicians, like, you know what, I'm going to call them, and even if nothing else, I want them to know that your department went above and beyond, and there was no question. And so, again, maybe it doesn't equate to more money or whatever, but there's just that, it's that constant thing. It's like, okay, we're bettering ourselves, we're doing more, we're doing better, and I mean, it's just like, and that's what it's all for. I mean, we want to do the best we can in what we can do, what we can accomplish, but everything else. I mean, and just being that, I want people to go like, well, you know what, how did they impact me? They did an amazing job for me.
I love it, brother. Where can everybody find you out there?
So, I mean, I'm on Facebook, David Hesselmeyer. You can also find my company, if it's okay if I just...
That's 100% okay, man. That's what we're here for.
My company is On Target Preparedness. We're on Facebook. We're on LinkedIn. Thanks to my daughter, who's a teenager and knows Instagram great. We're on Instagram now.
Love it.
I'm not on... I do have an Instagram account that I check, but mostly Facebook and LinkedIn for me personally.
Love it,
and, to go through the business, get up with me, I love to talk like this, so if anybody's got questions,
he's very excited about grants and got me excited about grants. So.
I mean, anything about grants, recruitment, retention, anything like that. I love talking about it, and I'm more than happy to help. I mean, I'm not one of those ones that's like, okay, we're not.
You're
making
not
money
shy.
For
You're not shy.
No,
he's not shy at all. I'll tell you that much.
No, I want to help as many people. That's why, going back with, if you don't mind me mentioning one thing, when you come to FDIC and you see somebody in the suit. At least me. I can't speak for everybody else, but most of us. If you see me in a suit, stop me, talk to me. Don't be. I'm very honored that I get to do what I do. But you know what? I love just sitting there and just being able to walk down, see people, talk to people about this stuff, and just be able to share, the message. That's what it's all about. It's just all being better together. We may be.
That's the point of being here, right? Is talk to people. Don't just talk to the 3 people you came with. You can talk just this morning alone, stand in front of the booth. I met people from California, Canada. They're my friends from Australia, so I won't. But Australia, we'll just say Oklahoma, Tennessee, North Carolina, and it's been an hour so far, right?
Right.
And that's it. Stop and talk to these folks, these gentlemen and ladies that are all dressed up. Listen, they're the people you want to talk to, and you're going to get these nuggets of knowledge without even taking their class, maybe, because you're in another class for free because you stopped and talked to them. So,
Absolutely.
Listen, David, appreciate your time. We're going to get you on the Size Up with your daughter.
Okay.
Because I want to talk about what you guys do off the job, because you do a lot of things when you're off the job.
Absolutely.
And also we'll sprinkle that job stuff in there.
Sound
good
good to me, brother. As
Appreciate
always.
you, brother, man.
Appreciate
Love it,
it,
man.
man.
Good stuff. What's up, guys? Back here live at FDIC, even though we're not really live, but recording. And my new friend Hayden, that I just wrangled in to say, hey, let's come and talk. You know, he likes fan of the show, fan of National Fire Radio, the size
sir.
up all of them. It's good stuff. Where are you from, Hayden?
I'm from Powhatan County, Virginia. It's about 45 minutes southwest of Richmond.
Okay. Doesn't really help me much because I'm from New Jersey.
yes,
But
sir.
I do understand that. Please don't call me sir. Just call me Pip, right?
All right.
How old are you, Hayden?
18.
18 years old.
Yes,
Cool.
sir.
So we don't even need a parental permission
No,
slip
sir.
for this, right? So you're a firefighter?
Yes, sir.
Volunteer?
Yes.
How long you been doing that for?
Coming up on here 2 years.
Okay. That's pretty cool. So you started as a junior firefighter then, right? What made you kind of want to do that?
So I lived in the county, and I'd always had an interest in doing something like that. And I've had some of my relatives are in public safety.
Okay.
And, you know, just as a young kid, seeing the fire trucks come by, my neighbor's house had actually caught on fire. And it was really cool to see all of them do the work, you know, just how methodical they are with it and how much stuff goes into it. So ever really since that,
The fire stuff. I
yeah.
love it when I call it the fire stuff too. Don't get me wrong. It was fire
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean,
that we
ever
do.
since that, I just really had an interest in it. So
Awesome.
yeah, me and a couple of my buddies were like, let's just throw in an application, see what happens. We got in, and I love it. I mean, I
Nice.
wouldn't trade it for anything.
So do you think you're going to try to make a run for a career out of this?
Oh, definitely.
That's it for the future?
Definitely.
What about the EMS side? Are you looking at maybe doing something like
You
that?
know,
Because remember, it's
right.
combo these days everywhere.
I wouldn't be opposed to working for a combination department. I definitely would not do just primary like EMS.
Gotcha. 'Cause you-
It's nice to switch it up, you know, just have some variety in it.
And it's good knowledge, right? Because
oh,
that knowledge is
exactly.
going to help you as a
Right.
firefighter for sure. So I think it's good when
Definitely.
you're younger, keep as many options open as you're
Yes,
looking
sir.
for. All right, so I'm the host of the Size Up, and we talk about what you do off the job. So
Okay.
what about when you're not doing fire stuff? What kind of
So-
things are you into?
We're still doing fire stuff. Me and him over there, we run a social media account. So we're like Fire Buff. We work for the Virginia Fire News.
Okay.
So they buy our photos. We work with the news tightly, so they'll buy our photos as well.
Oh, good for you, man.
So
You
we'll
guys
be
are-
buffing around the tri-state some, and then I mean that's really
And just more fire
yeah,
stuff. And
just pretty much fire
Well, listen,
stuff.
at your age,
Yes,
it's okay
sir.
to do a lot of fire stuff, right?
Yeah,
Because
man.
as you get a little older and you know,
Yeah,
older, you
it's
can't
good
do all
experience
fire
to see
stuff.
how other departments operate. Like I've picked up a lot of stuff that I brought back to my department, seeing how other cities and departments work.
Oh my God. Firefighters out there, did you hear what my young friend just said? If you watch other firefighters do their job, you may learn something from them and change the way you actually do it. Hayden, you are wise beyond your years, man. Give a plug for your social media account so everybody can follow it.
Follow me. I think it's Hayden.Lear on Instagram.
What about the buff page?
Oh,
What's your buff
page?
page?
It's,
What's your buff page?
CFM,
Help him out.
CFM Media Group, or just CFM Media.
He's got to look at his friends over here
C-
just to make sure.
CFM Media.
CFN Media Group.
Yes,
Hayden,
sir.
man, you guys have a great show, man.
Thank
Appreciate you
you.
stopping in, buddy. Thanks. And we're looking there. What's up, everybody? It's Pip from the Size Up by National Fire Radio back here at FDIC 2024. And what I've talked about leading up to FDIC and what we talk about is when you get to see your friends again. And it's cool to host a podcast and get to meet people. And then you come here and you hear your name screamed in the hallway and you turn around. And I have a great former podcast guest here. So what's happening, man? How are you?
Oh, just hanging out. Just got here. Just rolled in. And
Literally, did you ride a bike here?
I did not ride a bike here.
Okay, just checking, because we talk a lot about biking on this episode.
Right. We did not ride a bike here. I have my shirt on, but yeah, in fact, I had my first bike ride this year last Sunday.
Okay.
So I rode 13 miles, which is peanuts compared to what we rode every day last year.
Coast to coast bike riding, this gentleman did with his partner who didn't want to be on the show right
Yeah.
now. So he's hiding behind the camera over there. We talk about it on your episode. You also have your own podcast, right?
I do. First Responder Wellness Podcast. Yep.
It's so amazing. And I think, too, when you were on the show, we really didn't have the tagline because what you do off the job matters.
Yeah.
And I know that's what you're talking about on your
Absolutely.
podcast.
Yeah.
And on the documentary, you talk
Yeah.
so much about what goes on.
Absolutely.
So let's give a little plug for the documentary, too. I want you to plug all the things while we're here.
Yeah, the documentary. So PTSD 911 tells the story of first responders. Really, it's a conversation starter for first responders. And we have seen this across the country. In fact, we had a screening in Mississippi a couple months ago where a fire chief came and he was like, yeah, I just kind of came as the PIO just because I saw this was going on. I didn't know anything about it. And he was standing there like this, arms crossed, like, I don't have a problem. But the more
As
I
we all
talked
do.
to him, the more I realized that he probably has some issues, and he began to realize that. And now he's actually working on bringing some resources into his community. He said, we have never, ever talked about these things. We've never talked about mental health in our agency.
No one does.
And so now he's starting that conversation. So really, the film does that for an agency. It gets those conversations started.
Now, I know why you made the film, but were you thinking that was going to be what would happen?
No.
That you would get that kind of a response, right?
I mean, that's, maybe in the back of my mind, that would be what I was hoping for. But once this started rolling out and we started having these, hearing from agencies and organizations that have the film, it's starting to make a difference and it's starting to make an impact. And that's, for me as a filmmaker, I've done my job,
Right.
And so then the podcast is kind of an extension of that.
Sure.
And so I launched the podcast while we were making the film, just to kind of get eyeballs on the film, really. But now it's continuing that conversation, having deeper conversations on mental health and wellness, what that means, what that looks like, and how to implement those things within an agency. And so that's what we're doing. And here at FDIC, we have a booth in the Wellness Center over at the
Lucas Oil Stadium.
At Lucas Oil Stadium. And tomorrow at 4 p.m. we are showing the film, the whole film, at the Wellness Center in their little studio thing there.
Dude, and you're learning things. Unfortunately, unless the tech guys really get on it tonight, this is going to come out after tomorrow at 4 p.m. But it's so cool that you're able to do that, right? You're going to have your film screened in Lucas Oil Stadium.
I want to plug this as well, because we are if you come to our booth here at the Lucas Oil Stadium, the Wellness Center, we have a discount for agencies to purchase the film and toolkit. So it's the documentary plus a whole bunch of other resources, and we're having a rock bottom price of $250. No matter what size agency you are, you can show it as often as you want within your agency for training from now until eternity, and it's yours for $250. The base price before is $350. Then it scales up depending on the size of agency you have. But here at the FDIC, it's $250 for everybody.
That is awesome.
So come by the booth. Get it today. You can watch it tomorrow.
And listen to the podcast.
Where
can everybody find you? Because there's so many different sites, too. This guy has more sites than I have. I'm going to go with that for sure.
On socials, it's all PTSD 911 movie. PTSD 911 movie on all the socials. Website is ptsd911movie.com. On YouTube, I'm really plugging the YouTube channel, which is where our podcast sits, and our Coast to Coast recap series.
Oh, I didn't know that was on there. I'm going to have to watch that now that I've heard the story. I heard the argument. I heard the broken tires.
We posted episode 6 last week, so I'm working on episode 7. So we're going to have about 30 episodes, I think. But yeah, we have the whole series on our YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is called the Wellness Channel. So that's where the podcast sits. For the video side, it's where the Coast to Coast recap sits. And so I encourage everybody to subscribe and listen and watch.
Subscribe and like, right? Awesome, man.
Subscribe and like.
Listen, it was great meeting you.
Hey,
I didn't even need to talk. I like another podcast to us. I don't even have to talk on this one, man. We'll catch you guys soon. Thanks.
Thanks, man.
You're not going to get much recording once I hit post. Whole thing? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to put this post up.
I like your Patagonia jacket.
Lucas.
Lucas, Mickey's here if you want to jack him up.
Lucas is over there.
Lucas, remember?
You
I know you don't
recognize
recognize him.
though.
I know you don't recognize him. Dude, Jeremy was in tears this morning when I told that story. I was like, and then Sebby's like, Mickey didn't stop. And I'm like, oh no, Mickey was believing he was really right in this thing. Is he going to block me? You're just happy for him. They're looking good. What's up, everybody? It's Pip from the Size Up by National Fire Radio here at FDIC Indy with my good friend Taylor from Taylor's Tins.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Oh my God, he did talk. He said he was just going to stare at me awkwardly this whole time.
That's the end of it.
No, it's not. Can't be the end of it. So we're hanging out here at FDIC, drinking some fire department coffee out of our Taylor's Tins. What's the official name for this?
We'll just call them the Tin Cup.
Just the tin cup, not the extra large tin cup, not the super large tin cup.
This is the moment where they're being named.
Right here, the tin cups. Here comes a guy who wants a tin cup right there.
Where's he at?
Jeremy from National Fire Radio. Do you want a tin cup with my friend Taylor from Taylor's Tins? Come on in, man. We're recording. You have mics and you have everything. You're recording. We're recording.
I'm recording.
Who needs a tin mug,
What do I do with
man?
this?
Who needs a tin mug?
Do I blow into it?
Who wants a tin mug? Tin mug? Hey, man, you want a tin mug?
Sober as a judge.
Tin mug? Still to this day. Oh, you got it. You were recording there. We're going right there. So we're going here.
I just put up a post.
There's
that
cases
there's
of them
free
behind
cups.
there. There's free cups in our booth. So we're here. We're giving away free cups with Taylor. If you guys don't follow Taylor and Taylor's Tins, you really need to. He's doing great things for the fire service. Even just last night, we were out, and there were some officers killed in the line of duty, I believe, right?
Yeah.
As we were talking about.
Yeah.
And in one day, Taylor's Tins was able to raise a fairly large amount of money through the sale of one of their charity tins, or as I like to say, not for profit. So we can't thank you enough for all the stuff you do for the fire service.
We're going to make a big donation soon to the families.
Guys, man, you guys want some tin cups, man? There you go. It's a big tin cup. It's for you, man. No worries.
What do you say? Tin what?
Big tin cups?
Tim's cups.
Big tin cup.
Tim.
Big tin cup? Go ahead. Take a big tin cup right there. You can take that one. It's all right. You got the picture already. Oh, man. Jay's coming in.
Coming in hot.
Coming in hot.
Who?
Who's Jay? From
Phyllis.
National Fire Radio?
Phyllis.
You got volume up on this board? Nope, I'm not up.
No, one's not up. We're using 2 and 3. Now you're up. Now we're in there. We got the little tin man. We got the big tin man.
What is all this crap on the table?
That's mostly my cup.
That's
And
Lucas,
mostly
what's
my
up,
cup
man?
and
You're
my
looking
phone.
good today, Lucas. You're looking good. Mickey wanted me to point that out to you.
Lucas got a little skinnier, huh?
You do extra squats this morning after
Mickey,
that?
do you recognize him?
After that steak you ate last night?
Mickey,
You guys want
you
some
fat
cups?
shaming people.
Want some cups? Cups? Yeah, don't be afraid. I'm not scared. It's free. I'm not going to tackle you or nothing. Give one to your friend. Yeah, there you go. You can have
thought I
one
was
too,
supposed to
man.
wear
You need a
it.
cup? Yeah, go ahead. There's cups. You guys don't want to miss the cups? You got a killer mustache. You can get some cups. Some cups? Yeah, for real, man. This is all on this man
For
right
real.
here. It's
Take
the
it.
real Taylor's Tin
For
Man.
real.
For real, for reals.
For reals.
For reals, we've already run out. We'll get to the cases. We've already run out. It's
There's
been
3
that
more
long.
cases back there.
Appreciate you guys, man. Enjoy your cup. You have a
I put
Taylor's
out a
Tin?
post on
Which one do you
Facebook.
have?
Yeah, I put out a post.
You did? How many did you order? What's your volunteer department's name? You remember
yeah.
that one?
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
he knows
absolutely.
what's up, man.
That was a fairly good-sized order, man. Thank you very much. Yeah. Yes. That's awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate
I'm
the
coming.
support.
Oh, I'm coming. Help Jared. We need that case. Oh, my God. We're doing things here. Big things with cups.
What?
You want a video? Do you want me to carry this in the hallway and just fall and spill them all over the ground and we'll just record it?
Only if you promise
And
to
then-
act like you can't get out.
And then go, free mugs.
Free cups! Free cups!
Yeah, let's stick it right in the hallway.
I don't want them to see the box, but actually.
He's trying to be professional, buddy. He's trying to be professional.
It's like super duper.
Asking about these tin cups?
Oh, they chip. They
Cups!
They chip.
Free cups! Who wants free cups? Let's go! Let's go! Free cups!
I wouldn't give those ones away. They're definitely chipped.
Cowbell! Free cups! Free cups! Who wants them? Come get them!
There's going to be no
Let's go!
Jeremy tomorrow.
Jimmy, get this.
Cups!
Did you video that?
It's on that video right
Somebody
there.
video that?
It's video right here.
Oh, good.
At least your arms.
Taylor's Tins! Taylor's Tins! Free cups on Taylor!
Hey, that one's upside down. What? The one you just handed her, the logo was upside down.
Where'd you go? That's a great one. That's a collector's item right there.
Here, guys, help yourself,
I wish
please.
they were a little bit more
Take
rare.
one home for the wife.
Bye.
Come on, man. There you go. You guys can eat some Cheerios out of them. Ice cream. Let's go.
Protein right in there, man. Put your protein in.
Who wants mugs? Let's go. Take them. Let's go. Get out of here. The quicker they go, the less I have to do.
He wants me to leave.
Oh, but they're going to yell at you. There's going to be fun around. No. I know. Oh, yeah. Here you go, brother. Hand him out on the way, okay? Don't be shy. Get him out on the way. Take a friend. Hey, thank him again. Thank him again.
Taylor's Tins mugs.
Thank you. Yeah? You want one? Taylor's Tins! Taylor's Tins! Who wants them? We're running out. Come on, get up here. Let's go. We're running out. Don't be shy. Going out. Look out. Black eyes for everyone. Whoa.
Responsible.
Don't kill somebody.
Why? It's fun.
Yeah, but they're not koozies.
I got a black eye by Taylor's Tins.
Hit more. Hold up.
Oh, guys, we found another box. We found another box.
Jeremy, is that an extension cord?
Yeah.
Like a 20-footer?
Yeah.
Can I borrow it?
Yeah, it's under the table. Give me 2 minutes. All right.
Minute and a half.
Here, take this box here. Take this box.
Here you go, guys.
Get your extension cord. We got this. Don't worry about it. I would like to show
Get my calories. Free cups. You want a free cup? I just got a free cup for one arm. I didn't understand. My cousin. I screwed up with my sister. Free cups. 1 or 2?
2.
I can give you more than one.
Thank you.
Sure.
Go out there.
Did you go after? Free cups! Free cups! Here you go, man. Take 2. Get out of here. Here you go, bro.
Jeremy, can I get one more? My Thank you, brother.
I'll be ready. Thank you very much.
This is it, right? No, there's how many boxes do you
I'm
have?
busy. I got 2 more.
So let's do some in the afternoon.
Okay.
We'll save
Or
these.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Last chance for free cups. Last chance.
Guys, we only got like 5 left. Who wants them?
Last chance.
$100. $100.
Last chance. You're not gonna find one of these anywhere. I got.
That's it.
Already got one.
All gone.
Feeding. Who wants a cardboard box? Who wants a free box? Where is he? Here he is. What's up, Chief? How are you? Chief, have a cup.
Taylor.
Go eat some Cheerios out of that, will you?
Taylor. What? We gotta grab a picture real quick. Jared, you're going a long way.
There's a few more back here. Are you...
Oh, we'll get them. We'll get there.
No, I said this for us. I didn't know there were more in the back, so.
Oh, the big one.
Big gun,
Wide
big gun.
angle.
Hold on. Oh,
That good? All right.
Suck it in. All
Can you
right.
see the logo?
Brennan, I had.
I got it for everybody. Oh, man.
You
Awesome.
breastfeeding?
I was.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right on.
My man. Thank you. My man. Very kind. Grab this man a hat. Pick a hat. Take a hat home with you. Absolutely. Thank you. Grab a hat right here. Pick one. Everything's got to go. I'm not taking anything home.
Maybe a couple more. That guy, no mustache. Gotta go away. Go away.
There's foam everywhere. Or bubble wrap.
Who brought all this damn bubble wrap to the room?
Yeah.
Good thing we recorded
Guess it's time for me to go.
This has been great.
I should probably go.
Size Up by National Fire Radio. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
My man.
Are you
in.
ready? Can you do this anymore?
I don't know. I'm getting nervous.
What's up, everybody? It's Pip from the Size Up by National Fire Radio here at FDIC. Super honored to be with like an OG
This guy.
podcast guy.
Man.
Ryan Pennington from everywhere, let's just say. He really wants to run this show right now. And I have no problems letting you. So get your fire department coffee in and let's go. Get a good intro right at the camera because you didn't do video much. So
Nope.
right at the camera.
All right.
Good intro. Let's go.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to Jump Seat Radio, the podcast that brings you the views and opinions of the backwards riding, street level. We're on National Fire Radio Podcast. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're here with the OG fitness brother from a New Jersey mother, Man, Pip, it's been a minute since I said
been a
that.
minute. It has, and you knocked it out. So, you hear me talk about it on the Size Up a lot, that running a podcast,
right?
This is the part that we love, right? We love talking to our friends. We love meeting new people. We love telling stories. And to be able, I cannot do that intro that you just dropped that you probably haven't said in
oh my gosh, 2 years,
right?
2 years,
right?
Yeah.
And it's a labor of love because I am fortunate that we have the National Fire Radio team behind this, but you were doing it all on your own, right?
Yeah. So I was the producer, I was the director, I was the talent, I was the talent scout, I was the talent coordinator, and I tell you, it does take a lot. But the thing about that is if you're willing or if you're going to start something at this kind of magnitude, you have to have deep-seated passion because it don't pay well.
No.
But I'll give you an example, Pip. I was out in Boise teaching for my retirement tour, and the guy's like, "Where's Jump Seat Radio at?" I'm like, "Oh, wow, there's OG." It's like, well, yeah, it's take a little bit of time away from everything. So I miss Jump. Oh, it is a hiatus. Who knows? You might see it come back there along the way somewhere. I don't know.
The hiatuses are good, though, right? Because, again, even being out here, people ask me about, well, where's 555? How come you're not doing 555?
Right.
And we're still there, but it's on a bit of a hiatus, too, because, again, that passion is why we do what we do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And the thing about it is I wasn't very good at time management at all.
Ooh, now we're going to get deep into the size of topics
So
here.
Jump Seat Radio was taking so much of my time up. Hey, when the president stops by, when the boss stops by, you have to say hi. That is Jeremy from National Fire Radio. Anyway,
he's going to be out there Jeremying.
It's crazy to think that you have to have time for your fire station, for your wife, for your husband, for your grandkids, for everything. I mean, that's a lot of time.
For sleep.
Oh,
for
yeah.
Fitness,
Sleep.
for eating.
Oh,
Sleeps, right?
speaking of fitness.
Wait.
Speaking of fitness, man, I can't.
This is Fireman ADD podcast. This is what Ryan and I have done for years.
All right.
We're on passion and we're on time management first.
Okay,
right?
passion and time management.
Fitness. But, sometimes, too, though, our passions really mess with our time management.
Well,
because we get so passionate about, I want to do my podcast or I want to do my teaching class around the country, and then our personal lives really do suffer, right?
Well, and I had to have that conversation with Mrs. Pennington, and she's like, "Yeah, that part-time job you have," I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "You don't have that anymore," and it was because it was affecting the home life. Because ultimately, our main look at there. Now it's even better. We're going with 2 places. So our main job is to be a dad and a father, or a mother.
A spouse.
Yeah. So if you're not taking care of the home front, that's why so many divorces are happening.
And isn't it rough, though? And look, man, when we look around here and we see all this firehood and we see the brotherhood that Jeremy talks about, and it's so alive and well, we forget about that family life. And I don't think people do it intentionally. I think they just go down that road like you and I have with projects where you can just get way too deep. And I was fortunate. Listen, Mrs. Pip puts me in check every day. Let's just call it that. But there was a time where she was like, you need to be, and I'll never forget this conversation and the words she used that day. She said, you need to be present.
Right.
Because I was there. And I was doing it. I was being a husband. I was being a dad. I was doing all that. And I'm like, what do you mean? You go to work, and I watch these kids. They don't go to daycare. I'm dad. Oh, we can't say that. You say that DD care one, people get really mad at you. Because you're just supposed to be a dad, not daddy daycare.
Oh, yeah.
But you have to be present. And I thought just being there was present. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
It's not.
On my 4.5-hour drive here, I got to listen to the Deion Sanders' new book.
Okay.
And his epiphany, or my epiphany from his book so far, is be where your feet are.
I like it.
I like that a lot. I like that a lot. He says, you've got to be, so like when you're being dad, be dad. I had a hard time with this one. And Heather, if you're watching, I have to turn my phone off.
Yeah.
Because whether it's Pip, Jeremy, or Rob, or anybody, because we've built a pretty substantial brotherhood network.
Yeah.
So be where your feet are. So that really resonates with me. So now I turn my phone off.
Which is good because we know, mine's in my fanny pack right now, but if my
Did
phone
you say fanny pack?
Yeah, tactical.
It's a Pip pack.
Look, man.
Man, look at
Tactical
that.
fanny pack.
Man.
Cotopaxi.
Man.
Cotopaxi, sponsor me.
The rock ain't got nothing on you.
Listen, it's great, but if my phone was sitting right in front of me, I guarantee I would have looked at it 3 times right now instead of being present where my feet are with you. And I like that with Deion. I'm going to have to maybe check that audio.
Yeah, it's pretty. I'm obsessed with Coach Prime because he is. I'm not going to say arrogant. I'm going to say confident.
Sure.
And
That's
I mean,
a good way to say it.
His personality resonates with the fire service so much because we're type A. A lot of our people are pretty proud of themselves.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's passionate about his people. He cares about his players. He's all about religion and taking care of and making sure his coaches are home. So that's why it kind of sunk in with me.
And remember, too, on that topic, it's the same as sort of us.
Oh,
People
100%.
see glimpses of us.
100%.
People see glimpses of Jeremy from National Fire Radio.
Right.
They don't really know him. We don't
Right.
know Coach Prime. I see
Nope.
him on the
Right,
sideline, and I see him at a post-game interview, maybe. You don't really know what's going on with him.
Nope.
And I'm still listening to people, if they really pay attention to me and are listening to this, they'll laugh. I've been listening to Arnold's audiobook for like 5 months now.
Arnold.
And again, he is so deep with the things he's saying that you never really would have thought that, you know?
So it really, I don't even know how to verbalize this. Why are these high-performing people like Coach Prime or like an Arnold, how were they able to do it so successfully, whether it's their trade of bodybuilding or whether it's football or whether it's firefighting? And what can we take from these people that are ultra successful?
They failed. They failed more times than they succeeded. 100%. Wayne Gretzky says it. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Right.
He doesn't say after that, you probably only make
Right.
10 of those shots, 10% of those shots. And that's it. And it's funny because we have a friend together who is highly successful in the business that he's in. And I know for a fact I don't think he's ever failed at anything. Wait. Because I don't think he gives up. I think he keeps trying, right, is what I'm getting at with that. But that's it, right? That's how these people are so successful, Ryan, is they just fail. And we're so afraid to fail. We're afraid to throw a ladder in training because we don't want to fail.
Not in my house.
Right?
Not in my house.
Don't come on now.
Not
You're
my
being
house.
cocky. But
No,
that's
I'm being
it, right?
cocky.
But that's a reason, though, because you know that's something
But
that
the thing
could
about
be,
it is you and I
right?
talk about that. It's
Yeah.
like if we go first being the leader, if I fail, it's okay for everyone else to fail. And I'm okay to fail. Listen,
Yeah.
I'm a chubby 50-year-old. I'm not going to be slinging these things like the studs that
Not
I
even
told,
close.
I-
Yeah,
so-
not even close.
No. So I got to set the stage. So my rookies just got done absolutely obliterating me on the fireground skills. Who do I call? My main man Pip. He's like, Ryan, you're not 20-some anymore.
You're not going to do it.
No.
Dude, and I'm, in all honesty, when we're doing training, I want the rookie to go first.
Yep.
Not because they're the rookie, because I want to learn what they just learned in the
Right.
academy.
Right.
Because I didn't learn that. I didn't do that. They didn't teach me that. And I'm like, you're going to teach me something new because my old ass did it 20 years ago.
20.
Even when I watch things and learn things, I still think you're going to know something better
Right.
than me, right?
Right.
And that's it. You have to take those chances. You have to get out there.
I think you have to kind of let your ego down for a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. And the thing about it is I would rather fail in front of all of my guys in the firehouse than do it down the street when somebody's lives are
somebody in that
depending on it.
window or all
Right.
that. Like,
Right.
That's
It's-
what training's about. Training's about failing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It really is. And I think as Chief Gasaway always say, training doesn't, what is it? Training doesn't make positive, it makes permanent. I don't know what it is. He's a lot smarter than I am.
It's probably a really good quote.
Yeah, it's
that we
probably a
just
really
don't
good
know
quote.
off the top of our head.
But it's like repetitions.
Yeah.
When we had our May Day, there was no thinking. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I mean, you
There
sent me
was
the audio.
no-
Like, it just went to work and
Right.
did it. And that's what you need,
Right.
right? And sometimes, too, and now, this is when I like to say I sprinkle job stuff into the size up like glitter.
Uh-oh.
So now we get deep into the job stuff,
All right.
right? Where we're still talking about that. But, that's one of those things where, listen, it's not just training. It's being in that mindset
Oh.
and being ready to do it when you need to, right? It's real easy to take a Mayday class in the firehouse where it's like, Mayday.
Yeah.
No, man. Let a chain link fence land on you with your
Right.
big guy laying on you.
Right.
Now, get your hand
Oh.
to your mic. Just try it. It's
Oh.
not hard, you know?
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
that. Those are the types of things that you need to do.
Yeah, and when it happens for real, it's not pleasant.
It's not. There's no way. And
No.
it's not going to be. But it's that realization, right? And it's just like we can circle back to that beginning, that be where your feet are, dude. Be present, right?
Because the thing about it is if you're present at the firehouse, Chief Ike, when I first met him in Missouri, he's like, when I'm at the firehouse, I don't answer my phone for social media. He said, when I'm being battalion chief at Escambia, Florida, I'm the battalion chief.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Good for him, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, well, like, good on him, I should say.
Right.
That was
Right,
kind of a mean way to say it, like, good for him.
Yeah.
Good on him?
No,
I can't do that. 100%.
So, like,
can't
I
do
had
that.
no clue who this guy was outside. He dressed, like, really cool, like, Florida garb. but like riding a minivan, I had no clue who he was, and I was like, oh wow, okay.
Speaking of Florida Guard,
Oh,
Ryan got a really
No.
dope tat yesterday.
Oh, I can't.
That he
oh,
can't
it's
show you,
sore.
but it is really cool.
Oh.
So follow his social media account.
Yeah.
So we're all over the place here, and that's what I love
That's
about
all
it.
right. It's just me and you.
I know, but why are you here right
So-
now? What's the gig?
So
What are we
my
doing here?
gig now is I've officially semi-retired from teaching hoarding fire classes.
Semi-retired, so
Well-
you can reach out to him for maybe a class. Go
Yep,
ahead.
yep. Well, it's kind of funny. I got reached out to. I don't even know if I got a chance to tell you this yet or not, but I got a letter from Congress.
You did tell me this.
Yes. So the hoarding issue is becoming even more prevalent. It's becoming even more dangerous. It's becoming even more important for firefighters. And when Congress is learning about it, now we're thinking somewhere.
There may not be more change, but maybe
Yeah,
because Congress
yeah.
is learning
but
about it.
the thing about it is they're seeing it as a problem. And writing that letter to Congress, oh my gosh, that was horrible.
Do you feel I wasn't even getting into hoarding, but I feel, things that you've done and some others have done by putting the hoarding epidemic
100%.
issue out there, it's made it more aware. And for us on inspection sides,
100%.
we have developed, again, in 20 years, but I'd say in the last 10 years, my city has adopted more ordinances
Right.
about how to handle a hoarding situation prior to us getting the
Yeah.
fire. We still have them,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
not as we did in the past.
Those conditions have always been there.
Yeah.
But with social media and the media attention, it is a growing issue. I want to say that the congressional letter was sent. They're expecting like 40 million more elderly people. I'm gonna throw that out there, and don't quote me because
No, but life expectancy is getting longer. Listen,
Right.
medicine is better.
Correct.
Right? The same reason why if we're
Correct.
injured traumatically, we may have a better chance of surviving
Correct.
now. Medicine is better.
So
which is
they're
a good thing.
expecting this issue to actually explode even worse. So hopefully we're going to bring some issues, or we're going to bring some solutions to your fire department, either through online or probably not so much in person anymore because it's just getting to be too much. But keep your eyes open on social spheres. We got a few things up our sleeve, and
Didn't even know we were going there. So what's the other reason you're here, though?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
This reason that you're here, your mom.
So, super pumped, stoked, and proud of the Vanguard Safety Wear team. We brought a product to market about 5 or 6 years ago. We put about 50,000 pairs on firefighters' hands last year, and we're looking to expand that now. So we're in booth 11,000.
Oh,
with
this
the
is going to
Dingus-
be out after probably.
Oh.
We can't turn and burn that fast. But
it's
you
all
want to
right.
look up
Vanguard Safety Wear. Yep.
Dingus Fire.
Yep.
The gloves are no joke.
Yep.
The MKs, they do make a small donation. Well, it's a large donation, but each sale is making donations.
Yes.
Which is always a good thing in the fire service. But no joke, man. These gloves are literally, there's a pair right next to us, right there. Up there. Look, see them? And the glove strap right there. I could yell when if Chris is done talking. We can grab them and you can show
so
them.
the thing about Vanguard is we're tired of all the labels. We're tired of all the stealth, indigo, glow. Listen, it's leather. We made some leather gloves.
And they're
comfortable. It just so happens they fit very well and they perform very well. So check us out, Vanguard Safety Wear on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Ryan at Vanguard Safety Wear if you have any questions.
it's the best place to find them these
Yeah,
days.
yeah. Best place to find the gloves, dingusfire.com. Check your local distributors. We've got distributors just about in every state now. Our folks up in California still rocking it. We're looking for California distributors, so if you guys are listening to this out in California, reach out. We just sent a bunch of gloves out to some place that rhymes with Octon, so we're excited to get some feedback from those guys. And yeah, so good, bad, or indifferent, we're looking to hear back from you about Vanguard Safety Wear. Speaking of being where you're at, where your feet's at,
Where my feet's at, but he's from Australia, so I gotta get him here. If it was anybody else, I wouldn't have taken that. But he's from Australia, I gotta help him out. And Ryan was talking anyway.
That's all right, all right.
I'm so unprofessional.
All right,
listen,
Pitt.
we're gonna get you a real episode of the Size Up. I want to
Fact.
talk about be where your feet are.
Oh,
That's
but-
gonna be it. That's exactly. We're in the
Nope.
steal. Maybe we'll get
Yep.
Coach Prime to come on. In an interesting way too. I know you're not like a super fan like I was of your show, and you don't listen to every episode. But I think in my 60 whatever episodes we're up to now, Coach Prime has come up on like 4 different episodes in a very just way that it's somebody
he's
to pay
got
attention
a very
to.
unique way of doing things.
Yeah.
It's not the normal way.
I don't know. He went into a place and
Changed
it.
Don't
right?
say the C word.
Yeah,
Don't say the C word.
He made this positive change
Correct.
there. Change. Let's just go with change. The media blew it way out of proportion. They're not going to lose a football game. Come on. Let's not go into that level.
Right.
But he still made change, right? And maybe he disrupted a little bit, but we're going to talk about it.
All right.
Brother man.
Man, look at you. Podcast host.
You want to do the outro?
Do I get to do the
an
outro?
man. It's
All
good
right.
soundbite.
All right. So thank you for joining us today on National Fire Radio's The Size Up with my main man, Pip. the old retired podcaster Ryan. Make sure to check us out on all social media at Facebook, Instagram. I don't think anybody tweets anymore at this X.
I don't even know what it's called anymore.
Yeah.
YouTube.
Check us out on YouTube.
Apple Podcasts.
Make sure to follow along National Fire Radio. Big fan, been a big fan since day one. So thank you for tuning in. Bunker up, buckle in. It's where we all begin. National Fire Radio. We're out.
A little more over towards you. Here's this mic.
Me, you should be in the middle.
Oh, okay. Sexier this way. It's sexier this way, Subby. You're missing out.
Oh, way better looking.
Oh, fuck.
There's wires. I don't know where that one goes. No one told me that. I only know two other things. So real professional setup we got here going, right, guys? But whatever. It's FDIC 2024. Pip from the Size Up by National Fire Radio. Here with my friends from Dynamic Human Performance. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, guys, and tell everybody a little bit about you.
Hey, this is Travis Barrett from Dynamic Human Performance. We're out of Spokane, Washington, and focused on helping fire, tactical, and police departments improve their overall performance.
Which is great because performance is very important in many aspects of life, especially in the emergency services field. And you, sir, are?
Jonathan Cavanis, go by Cav. Served in the Marine Corps as a machine gunner and volunteered for a couple years, and now I'm a career out in the rural Spokane area.
Spokane area?
City called Airway Heights, and I work with Travis as the training side of the house.
I love it, and I do love the fact that I can always bring in something about New Jersey when I talk, and I somehow feel as though the rural Spokane area, in my mind, it's just all rural, maybe, and I could be a little biased, being from New Jersey, right? Like,
yeah, smaller city, but there's a bunch of like smaller towns around.
So that's rural,
yeah,
and then everything else is Spokane, like
correct.
city.
Yeah,
okay,
proper,
listen, you learn things when you host podcasts and you're out at FDIC, and I just learned some stuff about Spokane, right? So I think it's always good. I'm here to learn, right? But with your company, what is it that you're really trying to do? Because listen, we all know fitness is really important. And in the fire service, I have 20 years in his career, 30 years total between EMS and fire. And 30 years ago, no one was talking about fitness.
Right, correct.
20 years ago, a little bit. 10 years ago, there may or may not have been a not-for-profit called 555 Fitness that really jumped into play and kind of get into that. I don't know anything about that,
Yeah, that was good.
But now it seems like it's there. But what are we going to do to keep it going? That's what I want to know.
One thing Cav and I have been talking a lot about is trying to remove the stigma of any aspect when we're talking performance.
Okay.
Because performance is multifaceted.
Sure.
It's not just strength. It's not just endurance. Because you can suck. Like you can be super skinny and worthless.
Dead honest.
So right. Yeah. Do you mind if I curse on this?
Not at all, man.
All right,
Go ahead.
okay. So you can be.
We did lose our video, but that's okay.
All right, cool. So you can be a fat fuck and like be worthless because you can't move.
Yeah.
Right. You can be an absolute skinny wiener endurance guy who has no strength and you suck. Like there's a lot of trying to remove the stigma of hey, it's okay. Like it's okay to admit you don't know something.
Yeah.
And like especially how's your mental performance because that affects the physical.
Sure.
How's the sleep? How's the nutrition? How's like all these things play into maximizing performance? Because I'm the head strength coach at the Sears Schoolhouse at Fairchild Air Force Base, and then my Dynamic Human Performance is my side hustle. So I communicate all day long with tactical guys about, hey, you don't need to redline it every day.
Oh my God! Can you say that again a little bit louder for the folks to hear you?
Don't redline every day.
Isn't that such a thing? So. People are always like, oh my God, you work out so hard. I could never work out with you and these things. And I'm like, look, I am not this psychotic athlete. I'm not redlining every day. Right. I'm definitely not redlining when I'm in the firehouse doing a workout because that's not what you do. You don't need to do that, right? Yeah. And I think that's exactly what you're getting at. And if that is your number one go-to, I love it.
And, I'll let Cav speak to this for a moment.
He's like dying. He's chomping at the bit, man. We were on video. You would see him like shaking over there like, oh, I got something to say, and I'm saying it.
Because, you take it from here, but I mean, if you go rewind a year and a half from his time in the Marine Corps, I mean, his back was messed up. He has a lot of wear and tear on his body, and he's made a ton of change over the past year and a half, and he's feeling a hell of a lot better. But yeah, go ahead and, just elaborate on like changes you made and how do you feel overall?
For sure. I think that there's a lot of military cultural issues that seem to be cultural issues within the fire service as well.
Yep.
Similar mindsets, similar male types, and similar unawareness of mental and physical issues.
Yeah.
We can't be good at serving the community. We can't be good at, honestly, it breaks down into just being a man in general. Can't be good husbands, fathers, brothers, sons if we're not taking care of all of the aspects of our health. And so, yeah, you're just, at the end of the day, you're not going to be an asset to your team. You're not going to be a good care provider. You're not going to be a good person to fit the job of taking care of your community if you're not taking care of yourself.
And it's okay to say that,
Yeah.
right? You're more of a man if you say that. Oh, there's cookies.
Well,
While we're talking about fitness, my man Chris is
God.
giving us some
Totally
cookies that he's
appropriate.
got. I
Thank
love
you.
it. I love it. You're more of a man when you can say,
Admit it.
Yep.
admit this.
Yes.
And I don't need to be this man. Listen, I'm still an alpha. I still run into burning buildings. I
Yeah.
still do my thing. But I have to admit, I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
I have to. It doesn't make me more of a man to be like, I'm the toughest guy here and I could go forever.
Right.
And sure, I can redline, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I don't have to all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I think the huge part is like helping guys understand when it's appropriate to push and when it's not, when you need to dial back.
Yep.
And here's like, what are the small things that we can do to elicit big change? So one of those things is like, hey, how do you regulate your breathing? Do you take time to meditate and pause?
You guys
there's
are
so
speaking my
much
language, man. and it's my I'll say it's my language because I discovered all these things while working out, while
Yeah.
trying to make myself better.
Yeah.
And it's one of the things that, I did CrossFit for a while, like a lot of people all have, coming from the CrossFit community or doing it. And I realized it was so much like the job with that breathing thing alone.
Yeah.
Like, let me go hard for 3 minutes
Yeah.
and then take a minute rest.
Yeah.
Well, that hard for 3 minutes is me going to the call, right?
Right.
That minute
Exactly.
rest is masking up at the door.
Correct. Yeah.
Control
Yes.
my breathing. Let me
Yes.
think.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to go hard again as we're making the hallway or whatever we're doing.
Yeah.
And I started putting this together, and then I'm in workouts, and I'm like fighting fires in my head
Yeah.
Yeah.
while I'm working out
Yeah.
to not think about the pain of workout and trying to do like tactics and strategies and things like
Well,
that.
and at the end of the day, we're trying to make thinking firefighters. The generation of
Oh.
old smoke eaters who
Oh my God, you're going to break the internet with this.
the generation of old smoke eaters is going out the window. The intelligence, the science behind everything. Think about how many times we're getting woke up at 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Heart rate's going from 60 to 130 as you're throwing on all your gear and running out. You're jumping from sympathetic and parasympathetic. How do you regulate that? How do you address all of the chemicals that are getting released in your body that are leading to heart disease, that are leading to all these
It's amazing.
addiction
Science,
issues?
it's science.
Addiction issues, health issues. How are we regulating that and maintaining that? That's the kind of stuff that we're trying to
I am
culture
100.
change and attack.
I am 100% cutting this off at this 8-minute mark because you guys have to come on for an hour because we're
Yeah.
gonna talk and we're gonna knock this out
What
even
time?
more.
What time?
Well, what time? He's ready to schedule right now. He's
You
totally
let
ready to
us know,
schedule.
man.
We're
We-
definitely gonna come on the
yeah.
size up. We're definitely
Yeah.
gonna make this happen because
Hell
what
yeah.
you are saying isn't. Even when I met you guys yesterday, real
Yeah.
quick, and we can talk about this really easy. Like, hey, we're from Dynamic Human Performance, and I'm like, hey, it's another fitness guy out here who's going to want everybody to be
Right.
fit. And, you know, we all have preconceived notions
Sure,
of things, right?
sure.
And in 8 minutes now of listening to you guys talk and watching you get all antsy and excited about getting into this,
Yeah.
this is the change we need to make.
Because, sorry to add.
No,
a few more
we
seconds.
have time as long as we
all
want.
right.
I'm, just, I'm literally not throwing you out. I'm just.
But to
This is what happens here. Having a serious,
You get
we're
popular,
having a
right?
serious podcast, not live, but can you take our picture while you're there? Can you take our picture?
But
Go ahead.
part of it is like, yeah, I have a little bit more of the scientific background of like, I'm working on my PhD in exercise science right now. He has more of the experience side, but we're collaborating and we recognize each other's strengths. And like, I listen to what he has to say a lot. But then the big thing to sum it all up as far as like, why was DHP founded? It was founded because I got tired of seeing reports of police, fire, and tactical dying. So Dr. Jay Dawes from Oklahoma State.
I know him very well.
okay.
I've been on his podcast. I
So
got to get him on mine. But what's up, Jay?
Dr. Jay Dawes put out some research saying the average firefighter dies between 45 and 55 years old.
Yes, sir.
That is unacceptable. And there's a ton of shit we can do to prevent that. There are so many lifestyle factors that we can take care of, things that we can actually do. Now it's just educating and actually implementing those things.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know, so
Where can everybody find you?
dynamichp.net, on Instagram at dynamichpt.
Love it, guys. You're coming back on. They'll be on an episode of the Size Ups. Thank you
Oh,
for
yeah.
tuning in. I got to fix this camera,
Thanks,
and there's
guys.
loads of people out here wanting to talk and things like that. Appreciate it.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Thanks
Pip.
Pip.
What's up, everybody? It's Pip from the Size Up by National Fire Radio. Still out here at FDIC Indy, talking to different people, meeting people. My good friend Carlos, all the way from a strange place known as New Jersey, right?
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No
really
problem.
Appreciate it.
Central Jersey, right?
Central, yeah. There's a Central. It does exist.
See,
I admit it.
You all know that are listening to me. Any chance I get to say Central Jersey does exist or have someone else say it, it's even better.
Yeah.
How long have you been in the fire service, guys?
Fire service now 10 years.
Man.
It's been amazing. I started it at 14 years old. I'm now 25, so actually I'm coming up on my 11th year.
Wow.
And I love it. I'm a first-generation firefighter, and I can't think of anything better.
That's awesome. So aside from, you're out here for a specific purpose.
I am.
That we're going to talk about in a little bit, but what's been one of the great things about being out at FDIC this
The
year?
networking, seeing everybody, seeing the new innovations, the different companies, the brotherhood that it really comes together here.
Right,
just
and you
seeing
see
the
it
new
and you feel
activity.
it because you're
Absolutely.
meeting all these people from around the world, literally, right?
Yeah, it's absolutely phenomenal. They do a great show out in Indy. Everybody can just get out here.
Awesome, man. Well, that's the plug for Indy. What about who you're working for out here?
Right now, I'm with Hikes North America. It's a structural fire boot company. It's great, high-quality leather. We do an injected molded sole process in our structural fire boots. Top quality. We have a new boot out, the Fire Eagle Extreme. It's a custom-fitting boot for any firefighter for their ankle and calf protection.
And that's such a big thing, in my... Maybe I have a little more time in the fire service than you, but that's been a big innovation when it comes to the boots that we're wearing. That ankle kind of, like I like to say, it's not a squeeze or like a grab, maybe, right? But
Absolutely.
your boot is being held by your ankle.
It's
right?
almost like the boot is hugging you.
Yes, like
right?
a boot hug right
exactly,
there, right?
Yeah.
And what that does for, again, my listeners who aren't firefighters, when we're crawling and we don't have that hug, you could get your boot stuck on something and it just would pull right off.
Absolutely.
But now that like boot hug, and especially with your
Absolutely.
guys' boots, is right there.
Yeah, and I love how the fire service is finally changing, and they're adapting to new things.
Yep.
And that lacing system last year was at first, everybody was very confused about it. But now this year at FDIC 2024, everybody loves it. Everybody's wearing the boots, and they're preferring having a lacing system over a traditional pull-on boot.
So that was a big deal, again, for the folks that listen to the Size Up. Most fire boots you just slide right into, but what you guys did was you came out with a lacing system, and it's like a quick lace. So you want to explain that a little bit?
Yeah, it's a two-zone lacing system, and how it's designed is that the black lacing system was when you pull that, it tucks all on your ankle portion of your foot, and then the yellow lacing system supports that calf structure. Once that's all set and ready to go, all it is a quick one pull, and you're done.
And then, too, you had mentioned really quickly, too, about, like, preventing calf injuries, right?
Yeah, so since that boot is so well protected on your calf and on your ankle, you have such a strong structured support. So last year, when we launched a boot, we had a firefighter actually come to the booth who walked with a crutch, a cane, and he didn't have the structured support in any other fire boot before. And when he put that fire boot on, he almost cried. He had that structured support, and he was able to walk around and have amazing mobility in the boot.
It's so awesome, too, and that's something else about coming out here to FDIC Indy. Firefighters out there, how often do you really talk about your boots or hear someone say something about your boot like that? But that's what you get to do out here. You get to talk to the manufacturers, you get to talk to the folks who make the equipment and can explain it to you that way. And you guys also, too, let's not just go on fire boots, though. You guys also have hiking boots.
Oh,
and
yeah, we have everything else.
And some, oh, my God, it's going to, the guys that cut trees.
Yeah,
Arborist
boots.
Arborist.
Yeah, our forestry division is amazing. We have Tracy. She does all of our forestry division. She does an amazing job representing that division. We also have our Wildland series of the Missoulas and the XR1 Pro. It does phenomenal.
It just goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
I love it. And again, that's something that when you're out here, you don't even really think about, and you get to meet someone
hikes,
like you.
Everyone says hikes wrong. It's H-A-I-X, but it's pronounced hikes, not hikes. And everybody gets it wrong. It's funny. We try to remind people. But the biggest thing that I love about this company is they have only done footwear for 76 years.
Wow.
That is it.
Just footwear, nothing
Just only
else.
footwear. And it's a third-generation family-owned business.
That is something you don't hear about anymore either, except if you're at FDIC where you get to meet a lot of family-run businesses. And some of the companies, too, that people don't know, like yours, like huge company.
Yeah.
Third-generation family-run, something I just learned today. So where can everybody find you out there?
Booth 413.
This is going to be after FDIC, so where can they find you on the interwebs?
I got you. Hikesusa.com is where you can find us, and we have local dealers, distributors all across the United States.
And social media is at HikesUSA as well, right?
Hikesusa.com, yep.
Awesome, Carlos, man. It was great talking to you.
Thank you for having me.
Talk to you soon, man.
Yep, thanks.
Cheers. What's up, everybody? It's Pip from the Size Up by National Fire Radio, still here at FDIC Indy with my good friend and neighbor, Aaron Heller. What's up, man? How are you today?
I'm doing great, man. Doing great.
Isn't it crazy that he legit
lives like 10 minutes from me, and this is the first time we've seen each other since FDIC last year.
Yeah, pretty much.
Maybe one day, right?
Yeah,
we
yeah.
ran into each other, right?
Yeah, we bumped into each other at the flea market the one day.
Yeah, where you just kind of bump into each other.
Yeah.
And what I love about the chief here, and I haven't talked about this with anyone since I've sat down at FDIC, is your commitment to fitness.
Yeah, well.
Don't say yeah, well, because you're out there doing it, right?
I'm not nearly fit like I want to be, but
none of us are.
But
I think that's a big thing with fitness. None of us are as fit as we want to be. We're all trying to be that fit, right?
I've been a yo-yo for the last literally 30 years, weight-wise, but one of the things I decided when I retired was I felt so unhealthy, and I needed to lose weight and just feel better.
Yeah.
And that Chiefs job was way different those last few years. So I told my wife that was something I really wanted to do, and I did great for a while, and then I got off track, and then I got back on track, and and it's been, so that is the commitment that really from when we get home from here and throughout the summer, just really working hard at it.
It's really interesting, too, because I actually have a piece of fitness equipment for you for the firehouse sitting in my garage.
Oh, no kidding.
And I'm like, I just got to text the chief and tell him to come pick this up. I have it because a company helped me out with some stuff for some good firefighters that I know, and I have one for you. It's been there for like 2 months, so we're going to do it when we get back.
Yeah.
And then it'll give me an excuse to come down and work out with you.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, I mean, the firehouse, the volunteer firehouse, I belonged to New Egypt still as a volunteer. When I retired from the job, I went back. I don't get to make all the runs I want to just because all this traveling and
That's how it goes,
on
right?
the road, yeah. But they got a great gym in there. They got a lot of stuff on a grant years ago when I was commissioner. So it's close, it's comfortable. You're not.
And you work out with the guys, right?
Yeah,
and that's motivation, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And my daughter comes down there a lot, and she'll work out with me, so that's cool. So
That's always a win. Having that group, too, because kind of what I found in my life is that it's harder to do it by myself, right?
Yeah.
Like, I go out of my garage, and I can do it. But when you're alone and alone and alone and alone and alone, it's like, oh. So at least when you have that group in the firehouse, it's such a win, right?
Yeah. I got a little bit extra help, too. There's a guy I met. I was teaching a class in West Virginia.
Okay.
This guy, Ray Duffy, former military special operator, really good dude, and just fitness guru. And the guy's just, I talked to him about it one day when I decided it was time. And he started sending me programs, and he would send me videos of him doing stuff to show me the proper technique. And just really cool dude.
Yeah.
And so I'll go on and I'll look at his YouTube channel and check out what he's up to. And
You gotta check him out, and
cool.
please, again, I'm from New Jersey. I offend people a lot when I talk and things, but like when I think fitness, I don't like West Virginia doesn't pop into my head, right? I'm just gonna make a generalized statement with that, just doesn't pop into my head. So it's really cool that that's where he's from, and then you found him, and it works for you, which is a big deal, right?
Yeah, it really does. I mean, like I said, I'm still probably 30 pounds heavier than where I want to be, but I was 45 pounds heavier than where I wanted to be.
Dude,
so
that is the line right there, right?
Yeah, you
that
hit it and
you
you
were
know.
45 pounds heavier than where you want to be. Now you're only 30 pounds, but those 15 pounds matter.
They
and
do.
the next 15 are not going to come off the same way.
No.
Guaranteed.
No.
I'm just going to,
Yeah.
I can make some guarantees in fitness, and that's
Yeah.
one of them, that it's not all going to be the same way.
Yeah.
And they may not come off either.
Yeah.
But again, if you're feeling better, and you're being more active, and I'm sure you get your Captain Bushio physical every year.
As a matter of fact, I just went up to, I get mine all the way up in Paramus.
Oh, you still go all the way up there?
I go all the way up to Paramus. I just like the doctor and the staff, and I just got my results a couple weeks ago, and I was happy with them. I honestly,
And
even the
that's it.
doctor, I said to him, I'm 54 years old, I retired, I travel a ton. I had just come home from a dive vacation, so he's like, "You're awful tan." I'm like, "Yeah, bro, retirement isn't bad," but that physical is so important for firefighters in New Jersey, especially. I mean, everybody needs to go get a physical, but in Jersey, it's free. It's right there for us, and it's about us.
That's it. It's
like,
all based on us.
Just
and
invest a little time in yourself, and there's days you're going to get results you don't want to hear.
Yeah.
But if you don't get the results, your family's going to suffer later.
For sure. And it's the number one reason we don't go get physicals is because we don't want to know something's wrong.
Yeah.
And look, I have no problem saying it. So Tracy and I go every year. We have like a date. We go down to the one in Lakewood. Then we go out to brunch afterwards after we do our physical there. Right? And when you get those results, what's up, guys? How are you? When you get those results, or when you're waiting for those results, and now it's a phone call. You don't have to go back, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was scared. I'm always scared. And they're going through the results with you on the phone, and you're just like, please don't say anything bad.
Yeah.
But you want to know, right? And you
Right.
have to want to know.
Right. Yeah. No, I was thrilled. Like, great cardiac stuff. Everything's good. You know, everything seems to be working right. So, you know, just not happy the way my pants fit. That's all.
We'll get them better. So before I let you go, what were you doing out here at FDIC?
I've really been roaming around quite a bit. I teach this afternoon. I'm presenting at 3:30, doing commercial fireground operations.
He's going to go put the suit on. He doesn't have the suit on now. He's going to go put the suit on.
Yeah, I will go do that. But honestly, it's just been that interaction with so many people. And I've taken classes all day yesterday. I sat in classes. And, you know, I'm digging it. I sat in Nick Papa's class yesterday.
Oh, boy.
And it was great. It was great. You
Nick
know?
Papa, huh?
Yeah, I sat in Nick's class. I really enjoyed it. Sat in his class the very first time he did it here to kind of give him some support.
Yeah.
And then sat in it again this year and just see where he's come with it. You know?
Which is even cooler to be able to do that,
great.
you know?
Yeah, it was great. And
I need to get to classes when I'm out here. I never get to classes.
It's hard
I
when
never
you're
get to
doing all
classes.
this, you know?
It's kind of one of the things. Like, I'm missing such a huge part of this.
Yep.
And it sucks.
And then I'll be at Simtech's booth throughout the weekend because we do their training for when they sell props and training facilities, flashover containers.
Yep.
They bring us in to do the it's really not the product training, it's how to train in the product.
Which
So
is
it's-
even better, right?
yeah,
And
so
that's a
it's
company
cool.
then that knows what they're doing, right? Because we don't
They
need
do.
product training. We know
Yep.
how to train within their product. And I
Yeah.
think that's great. Listen, the boss wants to get out of
Yeah, he's
here.
gotta get
And
by
that's how
us.
it goes. He's getting really itchy to get by us here. And he's like over there shaking and giving me the evil eye like, Pip, I gotta go. Pip, stop talking. Pips, I get this a lot from Jeremy,
That's
which
it.
I give it to Jeremy, but he don't listen. But again, Pip, for the Size Up by National Fire Radio, Chief Aaron Heller out here at FDIC 2024. We'll catch you guys soon.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate
It's great to see you
Oh,
guys.
it's great to see you too. Yeah. I do.
National Fire Radio.